is the Church of Joe Stone podcast. Welcome. This is a campaign. This is our campaign. Yeah. Welcome to the Church of Joe Stone podcast. Come on in and sit down and kick your seat back. We got a lot to talk about and you know I spaz. See, this the people showing, yeah, I'm gonna get a bag. But we gon' kick the truth first and make these niggas mad. Politics, news, trending topics, yeah, I do all that. Better than everybody that do all that. Wait, this a diss record or a podcast?
Welcome to the Church of Joe Stone podcast.
Come on in and sit down and kick your seat back. We got a lot to talk about and you know I spaz. See, this the people showing, yeah, I'm gonna get a bag. But we gon' kick the truth first and make these niggas mad. Politics, news, trending topics, yeah, I do all that. Better than everybody that do all that.
Welcome to the Church of Joe Stone podcast.
All right, that was enough of that. All right, so I am Joe Stone, the host. This is the Church of Joe Stone podcast, and I'm your host, Joe Stone. Welcome. So tonight we are doing another edition. Since you guys have been loving this series, we're going to keep it going. You know, I listen to the people. The show didn't necessarily start about Reddit stories or these types of crazy relationship stories, but, you know, if you guys like it, shit, I love it. So it makes no difference to me. And to be honest with you, I was ready to stop dealing with the politics shit as much because it's depressing as hell. So, but before we get started, I want to shout out our sponsor, Oil Well CBD. You can follow them on Instagram at Oil Well CBD. They are one of the premier CBD locations in Houston. They ship worldwide. They have amazing products. They are actually sponsoring a giveaway on my page. If you go to my page, I am Joe Stone, there's a $300 giveaway for following their page and just commenting on the post and tagging a friend. We're giving away $300. We're going to be picking 3 people, $100 each, and I think I'm probably going to end up extending the giveaway a couple of more days and probably giving away a little bit more money as well. So again, follow them. Go join the goddamn contest. Why not? And we would love to see you over there. Also, if you don't mind, if you like the podcast and you want to support, man, just leave a rating and a review. They really help on Spotify, Apple, wherever you are. And I'm going to start reading those at the end of the show once we start getting those reviews in. And I really appreciate it. And we'll thank you very much because we can't do this without you. And now, to get the show started and before we jump into, you know, the actual stories that you guys came to talk about, I want to get something off my chest that's been bothering me for a while, and I haven't been able to talk about it. And I think this is important for me to say here, and I have to use every platform at my disposal because I do not know how this will go when the video is dropped. But a lot of you have followed me because of TikTok as of late, especially when it comes to the podcast. You found me through TikTok, and if you've been paying attention, my TikTok has been growing very quickly the last few weeks. So my problem with this is though, and there has been a conversation online regarding Black creators and them getting their just due on TikTok and social media in general, and these platforms treating them any kind of way while they exploit what they create. My problem is that in my niche, I am the only Black man. And I talk about the exact same things as my white counterparts, but my videos and my page seems to be getting harassed on a level that theirs is not. Now, I have not talked to them. I will say that. But at this point, I don't know what else it could be because the things that they are knocking my account for has nothing to do with the TikTok guidelines. And I don't know what else to say other than it got to be because I'm Black. Now, that may not be the truth, but until somebody can give me a better reason, I have a problem with that. So a few of the things, and I'm going to drop a video on this as soon as my account gets unsuspended from the last time they suspended it, which will be tomorrow night. I will be dropping a video on this, and I'm a little nervous because this could be the video that gets my account banned, but I feel like I have to stand up and say something now because if I don't, then who won't? And there's been a lot of talk about this, and I don't think anybody has as much proof as I have. So one of the main things that have been bothering me regarding this entire topic is that my account got suspended the first time, or one of the many times as of late, that bothered me for a video that they said was had nudity and sexual activities and nudity. If you go to my page, all I do is read. I don't do anything else. There's no nudity here. There's no skits. I see videos every day of women, you know, half naked dancing with all kinds of ridiculous ass skits and ridiculous ass posts on TikTok, sexual in nature, and they get millions of views and don't get fucked with. I talk about stuff and I get fucked with. So the last video that they took down, well, not the last one, but the last one that bothered me was a video about a young man and his girl, and she did not want to have sex with him, and that's what the video was about. She was a virgin, he's a virgin, she wants to wait till marriage, but she's sexual on TikTok, and he's not getting any ass. So they took that video down due to sexual nudity and activities, even though the video was about them not having sex. Okay, fair enough. Maybe that can be debated. Moving on, the next 2 times I got banned were because, and I screenshot it in the video, so you can see it. Matter of fact, I'm not even gonna put it in this video because I don't care that much, but you can go watch it on TikTok. It'll be out by the time you get this. I screenshot it. They banned my account twice because I commented, subscribe to my podcast, please, in the comments. Twice. Not only that, but the last ban that I got, the reason why I'm not posting on TikTok right now is because of a video they took down from 3 months ago that they reviewed, put back up, and now are giving me another community guideline strike because of it today, and saying that now it's no longer a part of the TikTok. It no longer abides by TikTok's guidelines. And that is not true because the video is a report on, it was a report on COVID and marijuana, some type of connection that they were making. It was a while ago. I don't really remember the exact story, but I was not promoting the use of drugs. I was not promoting the use of marijuana. And if you read TikTok's guidelines, they do allow for you to report on certain things that would normally be against their guidelines. So you can talk about marijuana if it's like a news report or if you're teaching something educational, but you can't promote it to children. And that is not what I was doing. And if you watch the video, which you can't now because they took it down, you know that. But again, I'm a journalist as well, and I was doing my job, and the video was taken down, even though they just told me that it was okay. So again, with all of this preponderance of evidence, I don't know what to do other than to bring it to the people, so that's what I'm doing. Because at this point, it's getting a little ridiculous, and the suspensions and bans are getting to the point where I don't even know what to post anymore. Like, I don't even know what I can post on TikTok that won't get flagged at this point. And I don't think it's the fans, because I'm not even making controversial content. I really think it's the platform, and I need some answers. So hopefully when this releases and when that video releases, we'll be able to stir up some conversation regarding this topic, and we'll see what the streets have to say about it, and hopefully maybe even somebody from TikTok. So, and I don't want to have to put the big guns out, because I know a lot of people that would love to fucking do this story, but I'm just dropping it out there. We're going to see what happens. So anyway, I know that was a little long-winded. It isn't an off topic, but you know, it's a fucking podcast, man. What the fuck you expect? All right, I'm sorry, Sans. I know that was a long-ass intro, but how you doing? How your day going? Any comments, anything you want to add to that? If you do, you can. If you don't, that's cool, too.
Oh, no, you're fine. You know, honestly, I don't know. I don't know nothing about it, but I have been hearing, you know, that Black creators, I've heard that exactly what you're talking about, and it definitely makes sense. It makes sense.
Well, this is the thing. This is the crazy part about the whole thing. I just had like my first big interview / media thing. I don't even know what to fucking call it, where I was interviewed by Hot 97 and Fox News. It was going to be premiering on both probably this week and next week. And the actual story, what they wanted to talk about, was the conversation that's going on social media now between Black creators and these platforms. The funny part is, in that conversation, it was Vanity Fair, Laptop Mag, the editors from both, and of course the host from Hot 97 and Fox, whose show it was. And on that platform and in that interview, I was on the side of saying, hey, Black people, I don't think it's about race. That's the crazy part. I just did a whole interview where I'm on I wouldn't even say the opposite side, but I'm trying to give the opposite point of view, because I think a lot of times these things aren't racism. They're just simply, it's just easier to say it's racism than to get to the bottom of it. And even in my case, I was hesitant to say this because it's been going on for months. I was very hesitant to even bring this up, but it's like, goddamn, I don't know what to do. If I can't comment on my page, I literally can't comment, subscribe to my YouTube. What the fuck else can I do at that point? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if it's a race thing, but it's starting to fucking feel like it, because I look at the other people in my niche that do a version of what I do, a very shitty version of what I do, and I'm not impressed. And not only that, it doesn't seem like their page is suffering from the same issues my page is, even though sometimes we talk about the exact same story. Sometimes they'll pull the exact same Reddit story after me and read it and do their own thing with it, and my video get taken down and theirs won't. So, and of course, these people that I'm talking about are not black. So I don't know what's going on, and I would like some help. So look, guys, I'm just throwing it out there and just letting the streets know what's going on. But instead of just sitting on this all day, we're going to move on to the fun shit. Okay, so now that I didn't fucking preach for 20 minutes, let me change the mood a little bit. So yeah, guys, we're going to get to the first story. One story is a story that Sam sent me, and we're going to, matter of fact, we can do that. But let me do this one first, because I want to get off to something a little bit more wild. Before, that's cool, but we're going to do some of these wild stories. And of course, this is one of the banned from TikTok episodes, so these are stories that I couldn't post anywhere else. They're a little bit too racy for TikTok. And that's what I'm saying, guys. Like, I don't even do the heavy shit on TikTok that would be considerable sexual content, even though none of this is sexual content, and the most that I'll ever say is this person has sex with that person. That's about as bad as it gets. But apparently that's too much for TikTok, which is okay. But even when I avoid those types of stories, that we have issues. But anyway, we're not going to talk about that no more. Let's get to the first one.
You mentioned the YouTube.
Oh, you think that's what it is? You can't be supporting. But you know, the funny part is, one, I said subscribe to YouTube, and then one, I was like, just links in the bio, subscribe to the podcast. So either way, they don't give a shit. But or you know what it also could be, before I move on, I swear it's the last time. What it also could be, but I think this is even more conspiratorial than anything else, is that there are, which is how it is possible. There is a group apparently on TikTok that is sitting around and just reporting everything I post, which is possible, because you got haters like that will waste their life trying to tear somebody down. I hope that that's not the case, but even if it is, TikTok should know better than to take down these posts, which are obviously harmless, like me comment and subscribe to my podcast. But anyway, moving on. So, I just had to, matter of fact, I don't want to do that one. That's not the one I wanted. This is a good one. Here we go. I was asked to have sex with my friend's wife, and now I regret it. Okay, so cutting a lot of background story short, a good friend of mine who I've known for over 20 years asked me to have sex with his wife while he watched. There's a British-Chinese couple. They are a British-Chinese couple with 2 kids. I'm single, and he has always known that I find his wife attractive, as we both knew her before they were in a relationship. I blew off his request as a silly idea, but he was quite persistent with the invitation and told me I was the only guy his wife had agreed to have sex with. The more I thought about it, the more I thought about the situation, the more I liked the idea of getting a chance to bang his wife. But the part of me also realized it was totally wrong. Well, not if he's okay with it. My friend was very enthusiastic about the idea and guaranteed me it was all just strictly platonic fun and nothing more. A week later, they arranged a babysitter and came to my flat on a Saturday evening. We went through with the arrangement, and my friend watched while I went down on his wife and then fucked her. She was very enthusiastic and incredibly wet. This would definitely get banned, but very wet. But I could also see my friend was watching intently and becoming very agitated. She got on top of me and started to ride me, clearly enjoying every minute. My friend shouted at us to stop. He looked very angry and said all he could think of is the fact that he was letting another guy fuck his wife and he didn't like it. You probably should have thought of that before you invited the guy to fuck your wife, but come on. She quickly got dressed and left, and an hour later I got a text message apologizing for my friend. The problem is that it has definitely affected our relationship. My friend has become incredibly frosty towards me, and his wife has even emailed me to say that he keeps asking her why she was so enthusiastic, and she thinks she enjoyed it a little too much. To make matters worse, his wife was very recently asked me if I would like to meet her in the daytime as my friend is at work. Wait. Let me read this again. To make matters worse, Worse, his wife has recently asked me if I would like to meet with her in the daytime as my friend is at work and the kids have gone to school. As much as I like her, I turned down the offer. It's a total mess. I knew it was a bad decision, but now I have a friend who has issues with me, even though he instigated the whole thing. I also now have his wife who is actually willing to cheat on him. Woo! Am I the asshole? So, oh Lord. Okay, Sans. I don't know about you. But this is what I'm going to say to it. I'm going to say that this is a big mess. Now, there is a rule that I recently found out about. I saw this on TikTok because for some strange reason, I ended up on swinger TikTok. Don't know how I got there, but, sometimes you end up on some places you're not supposed to be. So, but I swear to God, I just learned this, that I did not know this. I swear I saw it in a post. I didn't know this. But you are not supposed to make, the slogan is, you never make friends into swinger partners. You only make swinger partners into friends. You know what I'm saying? So you don't take your friend or the family or the friend that you grew up knowing and then try to turn them into somebody that you and your husband have sex with. You go find a stranger, and if then it works, then y'all can be friends. But you don't do it the other way around because of situations like this. Because if you had not been friends, you do some stranger guy and you bang his wife, this is a totally different conversation. He don't like you, she don't like you, or he got his feelings hurt. Cool, you never got to see these people again. But this is actually a person that you love as a friend, and I'm pretty sure you care about him and his family, and now it's a whole big mess. So I don't think you're the asshole. I don't think you're wrong, and I think you're a very good guy for turning his wife down, because a lot of guys would have went ahead and banged her. So you're a real one for that. But to be honest, your friend has played himself. I see this a lot when people try the poly thing and they're not ready for it. And I've heard it from other women that people will invite them into their relationship and then they're not absolutely sure about what is about to happen. And it puts the third person in a weird space because you end up dragging an innocent party into your bullshit who did not ask to be dragged into your bullshit. And it's not fair to them. So it wasn't fair to you for them to bring you into the situation and him not know exactly what he wanted and to not be okay with it and to take that out on you. It's not your fault. So I understand why you're mad, but to be honest with you, you may have just lost a friend, because to be honest with you, it's going to be hard for him to get over watching his girl make noises with you that she never made with him. And it ain't no sorries for that. It ain't no dapping up for that. It ain't a lot of things we can do to fix that, fam. Like, it is what it is. She liked it more than she liked yours, and now she coming back for seconds. Now, if you want to be the supreme real nigga, I'm going to tell you what you do. Now, this is a rule I've always had. People are going to disagree with me, but you got to understand, me and my friends were savages, and this was a young man's rule. I don't know if I would necessarily abide by it today, but I'm not saying that I wouldn't. I'm just saying. But this is the rule that I used to have. If you do not approach your friend's woman, right, and out of the blue, now you can't approach her. That is against the rules. But in your situation, she approached you asking you for sex. This is what I live by. Go do it. Now, why do you do it? Because if you do not do it, there is a chance that he may stay with that woman. But if you go slam her brains through the goddamn bottom of the bed, take her to pound fucking town, then immediately after you leave, call your homeboy and say, hey, you gotta get rid of this one. She ain't no good no more. He gotta leave her. Because there's too many simps that will let this situation happen, then you tell him that, hey, your girl tried to bang me, and then she go back and she fix it, or she flip it, or now they in couples therapy. No. If you go there and slay that ass and then call him, that's the end of that relationship, and you've just saved your friend from wasting time and energy with somebody that means them no good. That's just my opinion. I know, Stans, you can be against all of this shit. I know I'm long-winded. Feel free to tear it apart. She like, I believe in none of this shit. This nigga went off the rails.
At all. And it's so funny because like when dating, like that's the first question that I have. Are you poly? Because I need to know. I don't think he's the asshole because his friend was the one who instigated the whole thing. And I do agree with you as far as, it's good that he didn't, follow through with meeting up with her outside of them. At this point, that friendship ain't never going to be the same. It's not. Because like you said, he gonna have that image in his head. And then he said, stop. Like, sir, you asked for this. You asked for this. I'm so confused.
So now I got
Like,
blue
what is
balls
it that he
because
was
you
expecting to happen?
exactly. Now I got to go home mad because you don't want me.
That is crazy. And on top of that, y'all's rule going to what you was just talking about, that is just ridiculous. Okay.
But that's a good rule. But okay, do you feel the logic though?
But why would you go? I get the logic, but why would you even go that route? Because you wanted to, or just
No, it's only
to
to save him. I don't want it at all. It's not about me. It's about him. I care enough to bang his girlfriend / wife to make sure that relationship is severed. Because if she's willing to do it with me, his homeboy, oh, that means she already a savage. That's all I'm saying. If she came at me, and I know that she came at me, and it's the thing, she can flip it a million different ways when she tell the story. You know what I'm saying? So you got man. Receipts. Okay, so okay, so this is the thing. Cool, you show the receipts. Then he stayed with his girl, and his reasoning is, well, she didn't actually do nothing. Okay, but if you bang her, that's not on the table no more. She did it, huh?
With you. So how many times has she done this before with other people?
Exactly.
And actually followed through with it.
Exactly. But I'm just saying.
You don't care. You don't care.
What are you talking about?
It
is about caring. I only do it for you. It's called being a good friend, Sans. It's called being a good friend.
And no.
Sans, I would do it for you. If you had a girlfriend and she was out here spazzing and she can't, I'm be like, Sans, bro, this bitch ain't shit. I'm telling you what you just did to me.
The receipt's enough for me. The receipt's enough for me. Because why would you even ask that question? Like, why would you even present that to us? Like, you could have came to me. It's so crazy. I was just talking
to somebody about how relationships. Okay, go ahead.
I was just talking about this with somebody the other day. I had dated this girl, we ended up making it official and all of that. And, a couple months go by, she tells me she's poly. And I'm like, whoa. Because why would you wait until now to tell me? And of course I asked that because I need to know. Mm-hmm. And then she's like, well, I just was scared because I didn't know what to tell you. I didn't know how to tell you because I didn't know how you would react because I know that you are a monogamous person and this and that. So after that, I had all the questions, okay? All of them. But then it was just like, it didn't work out, but I was just like, no.
Was that the reason why it didn't work out?
I don't know, honestly.
That seems like that would be a big thing. You don't even know?
Probably on her part, but I didn't even ask I didn't ask those questions because it was just really crazy. Because that same day, less than 24 hours, she was like, "Oh my gosh, I love you so much. I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you. This and that." Was planning on moving to Texas and everything. I'm just like, okay. Less than 12 hours later, she broke up with me.
Oh, okay.
And I was just like, I'm so confused.
Emotional
but after that,
manipulation.
It's a wrap.
But that's my whole point.
At the end of the day, it's done.
But that's my whole point. It's emotional manipulation. And when people get caught cheating, what is the thing that most people do when they get caught cheating? Start emotionally manipulating the other person. And it's not about the facts at that point. It's about, can I convince you or give you enough of a reason or an excuse to keep me around in your mind? And that's really all it's about. So I'm just saying, by laying the pipe on your friend's significant other, but also remember what I said. Hold on, Sans. Listen, remember what I said. You cannot engage. You can never come on to your homeboy's girl. You can never shoot your shot. You can never do none of that. But if she comes to you and shoots that shot, take it. And I feel the same way about my woman. Hey, fam, if my girl, my wife, whoever I'm dealing with ever comes to you and gives you the ass, nigga, please take it to Pound Town and then please just do me the favor of calling me. Because you know what? This bitch is out of my life immediately. We don't ever have to have another conversation. It's over. You know what I'm saying? So That's just how I feel. But you got to be a savage. It's a different level of savagery. I understand some people aren't built for this type of lifestyle. I get it, Sans. All right, we're going to go to the next one. She's like, I don't believe it. She's like, nigga, you could just call me. Nigga, it's too big of a deal. I got you. All right, so look. All right, we'll go to yours since I just fucking ruined your evening. All right, so look.
I mean, it's fine. That ain't my business.
Facts. All right, so I'm a 28-year-old female on an expensive vacation and expecting. Oh, it's two girls? I don't know. Okay. Am I the asshole for inviting my 29-year-old male? Okay, so he's a male. Am I the asshole for inviting I'm a 29-year-old male girlfriend, a 28-year-old female on an expensive vacation and expecting her to pay all of her share? I make a lot more money than her. Hello, my girlfriend, myself, my parents, and my brother and his wife all went on a vacation in another country a week ago. My brother and I were the ones who did most of the planning of the itinerary, although we did ask everyone else for input. For background, I make around $150,000 a year as an IT consultant. My girlfriend is a teacher making $45,000 a year. My parents are pretty affluent as well as my brother and sister-in-law. My girlfriend knew this trip was coming up and took on a second job, waitressing on the weekend for several months to get ready for it. We have always split things 50-50 in the 2 years we have been together. There were a few times on vacation when she did not go on outings with us, wine tasting, scuba diving, etc. She also would only eat 2 meals a day, simply stating she was on a budget. My family does favor more high-end, expensive places. My parents thought it was very strange that she only eat 2 meals a day, although normally she eats 3. How you got this starving teacher on vacation with you and you just not even batting an eye? You just been hungry and this not gonna say nothing. You just eating steak with your rich parents while she in the corner fucking unrolling her McDouble out of her McDonald's bag. When we got home, I asked her why she
double.
When we got home, I asked her why she skipped out on several of the outings and only ate 2 meals a day. I mentioned how I heard her stomach growling one night. God damn. I mentioned how I heard her stomach growling one night, and I said I was concerned about her having an eating disorder. Nah, nigga, she broke. She don't have a disorder, nigga. It's called poor. Oh, shit. It's called being a teacher in America. I heard her stomach growling one night, and I said I was concerned about her having an eating disorder. She got teary-eyed and said that 3 meals a day wasn't financially feasible for her, and neither were the outings that we chose to go on. She went on 3 of the 6 outings. She said she was not expecting everything to cost so much, and she was overwhelmed. She also said she doesn't know if this is going to work long term if she is expected to go on vacations like that with people who make so much more than her. I feel bad that I did not pick up on her discomfort sooner, but we did agree to split everything 50-50, and I didn't know why she agreed to come if the cost was an issue. You dumbass. She agreed to come because she's your girlfriend and you went on a family vacation, dumbass. And she thought she could hang with you guys, but somebody that makes $45,000 a year doesn't understand the type of expenses that a person who makes $150,000 a year can afford. So while you were sitting around eating steak with your friends and going out on all these cool outings and your girlfriend was sitting at home and you were literally hearing her stomach growl, yes, sir, you were the asshole. Yeah, so I have a problem with you. I don't know what else. Like, I don't know what to say. I don't know how any. You know what? You know what? This is what it is. You're a rich, probably white guy, and you don't know what it's like to be poor. Your family's rich, and it sounds like they've always been rich, and so you don't even have a frame of reference for what she is going through, how you made her feel, because I'm pretty sure she had to feel like complete garbage hanging around you and your family. And while you have enough money to make sure that she can do everything that everybody else is doing, you're just not. So I'm pretty sure she feels like complete garbage. And the fact that I thought that for 2 seconds, I thought that you was coming around. Like at the end of the story, I thought that maybe you had realized I had really made a mistake. And, you know, maybe sometimes men, we just miss it. And maybe you don't have enough frame of reference and you just missed it. But by the end of the story is where it really gets fucked up. Because instead of you being like, I'm sorry that, you know, I didn't cater to my woman or I did not I wasn't considerate to her needs or the situation because I just didn't understand how little money she makes. Instead of that being how you wrapped up the story, the way you wrapped up the story was, but we did agree to split everything 50-50, and I don't know why she agreed to come up if the cost was an issue. What? So again, instead of you sitting there and realizing how fucked up this is and doing your best to try to correct it and apologizing to the woman that apparently I'm hoping that you love, your issue is, why would she agree to come if she can't afford it? Like, why did the poor lady tag on to this trip if she can't hang with us rich? That's your girl, fam. What the I don't know, Sans. I know you've been wanting to talk about this. Do your thing.
Bruh. Bruh. Yeah, I'm only torn because they had an agreement to split everything 50-50. That's the only part that I'm torn about.
But that's
But
a
now
relationship
I would
agreement.
like to know, right. And then I remember talking about this with somebody else, with some other people, and they were just like, 50-50 looks different for people in different ways. And then they've been dating for 2 years. 2 years. I need a follow-up. Because at this point, we're not together no more. We're not together. Like, I couldn't imagine that was okay for him to, and he knew that she said it wasn't financially feasible. Why you didn't just pick it up? And then you invited her and you knew her salary. And then you knew that you and your family, they afford it. Why didn't you help out?
And look, I am the main guy that is like, hey, women should not use men for their money. I'm the guy that's like, no, if a girl tries to use your money, no. I'm the guy that says don't pay for dates, all that kind of shit. I'm that kind of guy. I'm gonna be honest with you. I spent my adult life pretty much never taking a woman out on a date. You know what I'm saying? So that's just not my thing. But even this to me is outrageous. Like, what the fuck? Like, I would never take someone that makes this little money, not little money, but take someone that makes this much less than me on a trip that I know is expensive, and we've been together for 2 years. So apparently you're not with me for the money, and we've been splitting everything 50-50. And I take you on a vacation, and I expect you to sit there. I'm not going to listen to your fucking stomach rumble. Like, that's a different level of I don't give a fuck, Sans. I don't know about you, but you a savage if you can listen.
Second job.
Yeah, a teacher that took a second job and you didn't even bat an eye. Come on, man.
I mean, some women are independent and, that's what they want to do. They're independent. They're like, I don't need your money. I can do it myself, whatever. Maybe this is an interracial relationship.
Look.
But then at the same time, it's like.
She should have took a second dick instead of a second job. Should have found some new dick. I'm going to throw that out there.
They can't be together no more. Like, if she's still with him, I agree. If she's still with him, it's just not okay. It's
a different thing if we both broke and maybe you just misused your money and whatever. But if I'm sitting here and I'm caked up and we on vacation with my family, and I'm going to sit here and let you literally starve. Like, you cannot care about this woman. Like, there's levels of like man ignorance, and I am the first one to say men can be some ignorant individuals, and sometimes we do things to hurt women that is not even out of like intention. It's just genuinely us not being able to process things the way you process them. But this isn't that. This is just complete inconsideration and dickheadedness. Like, I don't know. It feels like a little elitism as well. Like, I just honestly don't even think he understands what being poor is, because she sounds like she's having a hard time, but you don't really give a shit. Oh, that's funny. Oh, man. He could probably make her work a second job to pay for half the wedding, too. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay for your half, fam. I don't know, Sans. You got anything else to add?
It gave me a headache. He shouldn't have never did that. And after that, I even with him stating all that, he should have just left it alone at this point.
Definitely. Okay,
Walk away,
cool.
sir.
Walk away.
Take over the bill.
Hey, look, she needs to run. Like I said, she needs to find a new dick and have a new job. All right, so next one, guys. Let's go. Why does my stuff keep disappearing? I gotta figure out what that is, man. Scenes. Okay, cool. All right, so let's try it. Boom. All right, so I got a few good ones. Let me see where I want to take y'all. Oh, Sans, I want to talk about this one with you because you're pretty open-minded, but this is a little too open-minded for me, and I want to hear what your opinion is. And so I don't even know what this is. This is a man talking about it's a manifesto to small dick dudes, I guess. I don't know. We're gonna see. So this is a post I found. It's a post I found on Reddit. It's not even an am I the asshole. It's just interesting. Check this out. As an average dick dude who likes to set himself apart, anyone else out there breaking out a strap on to fuck women into oblivion on the second or third date and blow some minds feels like I've discovered some secret. I've discovered that gives me a leg up on the competition, so to speak. I have had a strap on. I got to try pegging for quite a long time. Okay, guys, pegging is when a girl takes a strap on and bangs the guy. Pegging for quite a long time. And separately, I've had a dildo because I like to watch girls as I use it on them or watch them suck it for me. But it wasn't until more recently that I decided to try just fucking someone with a strap on. And they really actually enjoyed it quite a lot. And I enjoyed how it felt like it took away any performance anxiety or expectations on my part because they already had like multiple penetration orgasms before I went to fuck them. And at that point, they were so blissed out, anything I did was just another bomb going off. To my surprise, this move has been pretty well received by pretty much everyone I suggested it to. Since, while some of the fantasies I've tried to introduce often surprise me with how little interest they generate, this one seems to go over surprisingly well, and the actual results are undeniably powerful. I think it's fairly common for heterosexual couples to use vibrators and dildos, but for whatever reason, people haven't realized that using a dildo by humping and thrusting with it attached to you via strap-on is a way easier for the dude. First of all, this is all his opinion. I'm just gonna put first. This is this man's opinion. I think I don't agree with it, but he is hitching it. It seems like he's trying to get this shit to catch on. Like, you know, when you think something's cool and you want other people to think it's cool, so you try to make it seem cool, but it's not working for me. Maybe it's working for some of you guys out there. None of this sounds cool to me, but we're going to continue. So look, because you get to feel okay, so let me see. Using a dildo by humping and thrusting with it attached to you via strap-on is way easier for the dude. Feels 1,000 times better for the girl because you get to feel the guy still using his hands on your breast or throat or ass or hips or whatever. It's easier to make out and kiss while using a strap-on. You can use one hand to rub her. Okay, I'm not going into details anymore. So look. So fast forwarding through all the details, he ends with, whether you want to give your partner a new level of pleasure they haven't experienced, be able to fuck them and watch their facial expressions and listen to their moans and pants. And God, Jesus, this guy is just going hard. Okay, we're going to pass that. If you want to set yourself apart and break the mode of heterosexual sex, if you want to think it would be fun. Okay, so basically, this is the end of this one. So basically, this guy is trying to make cool and saying that he thinks it's a good idea for guys to start using strap-ons with women in bed. And I don't know, Sans, I really just wanted to discuss this with the women and see, and you deal with women, so I don't know if you've ever did the strap thing, so maybe you have a different perspective on this than maybe a completely heterosexual woman would have, so let me know how you feel.
I mean, honestly, I don't know. That's interesting. That whole thing is just interesting. Like, I'm like, damn, like that's real cool. That's real cool. If that's what you like and that's what you want to do. But at the end of the day, ew, like.
But wait. So what? I have a question. I have a personal question for you. And if you don't want to answer it, you don't have to answer it. But is that something that you've done with a woman? Is that something that you're into or is not your thing?
It's really interesting because I would be open to it. But the way that I'm looking at it as, sorry, I feel like someone was in my eye. The way that I view it is that I don't want to explore. Okay, let's just get this out there. Women, you can't really protect yourself. You know, we learn about the dams in high school, middle school, whatever. But there's no real way for women to have safe sex without
for women
toys.
Okay, got you.
Yes. So for me, I'm like, well, I don't want to venture out into that part unless I feel like it's somebody that I feel like I'm gonna be with, like spend my life with, basically. So just
I'm
like,
so
some people are
confused.
virgins. Some people are virgins until they get married and stuff like that. But me, I didn't want to explore that route until I'm able to really trust somebody enough to be like, oh, I'm gonna be with you. I'm giving you something that nobody else has had.
Okay, fair enough. But wait. So wait, you're saying with the? I'm sorry. So you're saying with the strap-on thing, that's something you haven't done because you just not gotten around to it because you're waiting on whatever.
Right,
But I would
right,
but
right.
I would think that that's safe sex, right? That would be safe. But you were saying
That
that's not what
part
it's about.
is,
Okay,
but
that's just
that's
not what you're
something that
concerned
I
with.
feel like, right, right.
Got it. Okay,
I don't care
so
for it. I mean, I feel like our bodies are enough, to be honest. So
does that make you? And this is the reason why I wanted to talk to you about this, even though, okay, we find out you don't have the experience in this area in particular, but does that make a man look like less of a man to you? Like, because it seemed like you
no,
had the same feeling I was feeling. Oh, okay, maybe not. What about, but you did say
only
something was
because I'm a
strange
little
about it.
open minded.
Me too. I'm
I'm a
open-minded
little bit
too.
open minded. So it's like with that part, and then I've learned throughout the years. I mean, I don't really talk to many guys like that, but I've learned throughout the years that the male G spot is in
That
their
ain't what we talking
anus.
about, though. We're not even talking about that, though. So why are we even
So
discussing
that
that,
part makes
though?
me feel like it's not because you just asked me a question. I'm answering it.
But this ain't the
That's
question
why
I
I
asked.
don't feel like,
Oh, okay, I got you,
but I'm
got you.
saying this is why I feel like it may not be strange because that's where the male
But I'm
G
saying he's
spot
talking
is.
about using this on a woman.
Because his thingy is not
Well,
that
he
big.
say average. I don't know. Well, see, this is his. Okay, so from
Everybody's got different definitions.
well, I'm gonna say this. Well, that's a good. Now, hey, now he could be saying average, and average for him ain't average for everybody else. So that may be why he grabbing this thing out the closet.
Right.
But okay. So let's talk about the situation in this aspect. So, because I don't know what my opinion is on it. To be honest with you, I'm a little torn. Like, I just like this is the thing. This is what I'm gonna say. I hope that this isn't a thing. Like that kind of scares me because it doesn't take much for things on the internet to become a thing. And then so what happens when you got like half of guys buying dildos? You know what I'm saying? Like that just sounds like a future. That and then like so then
They
if
making money.
half of guys do it, so let's put it like this. So like let's say half of guys don't do it, right? Let's say this post picks up some sting. Or like this shit starts trending on TikTok, right? Oh, you can make your girl come super million times and you can use a dildo and be a real man because you only care about her pleasure, all that shit, right? That's gonna be what the pitch is. So let's say 10% of men start doing this, right? Those 10% of men are going to make everybody have to do it because now how you gonna compete with these niggas? How you gonna compete with a nigga that's gonna pull some shit off the shelf? You know what I'm saying? So regular niggas, you might be doing better than average. You might be doing really good. But shit, Joe Blow down the block who couldn't fuck with you last week got a goddamn sledgehammer in the back that he's strapping up to fuck your bitch with. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what you supposed to do with this shit? So I don't know. That's the only thing that
He
scares me.
made
Is
a
like,
good point.
what?
He made a good point though. He made a good
Oh,
point to where
it
like
takes
he
away
doesn't
the
have to
anxiety.
work as hard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
he don't have to work as hard at that point. Some people lazy.
like I said, I don't have a problem, and I don't judge anybody's sex life, so I'm not even judging him. If that's what he wants to do, hey, sir, feel free. I'm not mad at you. I'm just saying this rhetoric scares me because if it gets adopted, if it becomes a thing, oh my God. And then, look, we're already in a state of, like, dead masculinity, right? Where, like, the masculine man is damn near dead. Like, you know what I'm saying? On multiple levels. We killed him, society killed him, fucking the government killed him, he's been killed. So the masculine man doesn't exist anymore to a certain extent. And what, like, it's cool for boys to put on nail polish and shit. Like, okay, I'm open-minded, I don't mind, but I'm just saying it feels like we're getting further. It feels like men are becoming more and more feminized, and it's just like, damn, bro, what happens when niggas is buying dildos. Like, you know what I'm saying? Where else, nigga? Like y'all might just, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know what we doing now. Like, I guess anything. I mean, it's fine. Anything goes. It's how y'all want to live. I ain't mad at you. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Can anything be sacred?
Society was raised. That's how society raised us, though. Like, that's how society raised us.
To do that?
I feel like to believe and feel like how you feel right now. Like, that's what we're brought up as. Like, you know, you're not a real man if you don't do this. Like, you boys do this, girls do this. You can't do that because that's what boys do. You can't do that because that's what girls do. So that's how people are brought up. And because of that, and it just makes people a lot more closed-minded. No shade. But I'm on a fence with it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I am the open. Like, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. There's not a lot of niggas as open-minded as me. I'm pretty much can deal with anything. Now, I might not participate in everything, but I'm okay with everything. I'm a child of the internet, so my brain has been fed the worst that humanity has. I've seen the worst of everything because I'm literally a child of the internet. Nigga, I started off on AOL and dial-up. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I've seen the worst of humanity, and I'm completely okay with it. It's just that, Jesus, bro. Dudes trading in their penises for strap-ons, and, like, I could just see it becoming a thing so easily, and I just hope that it doesn't, because...
You can't trade that in.
Why? Why I can't say that?
Unless you cut it off.
But what happened? Like, it's going to be... Okay, so what happens when your girl don't want you no more? You've been stretching out with goddamn Big Dick Willie 3000, and now you know she don't really want you no more. And also, let's put this out here. Now hold on, Sans. I got a question. Now, tell me this. This is some woke ass nigga shit to be saying. I'm gonna even make it more woke. Check this out. What if this whole size thing that he's talking about is the man's way of sexualizing women to a higher degree, and it plays back into men wanting to be men seeing women as sluts or lower than, and it plays into their size fantasy. Because the thing that strikes me about this is like, this sounds cool, but that's only if you don't actually know real women. And what do I mean? If you grow up watching porn and other shit, you're going to think that every woman wants like a 13-inch banger, and that's what you need to please a woman. And that's not true. You know what I'm saying? Most women prefer I would say most women, there is a sizable part of the female population that will tell you they prefer an average sized penis. Like, yeah, they like the idea of a big penis, but they prefer or would rather something more average size that doesn't hurt them every time they have sex. So I've heard many women say that. So with that being said, is this really just a man playing into his own fetish? You know what I'm saying? And fetishizing, oh, she wants the size, and like, maybe she don't want that, nigga. Maybe that's just you, and that's men's idea of what's sexy, not a woman's idea of what's sexy or what would turn her on. Tell me if that's going somewhere. I don't know.
It makes sense. But, you know, some people are just into, like, they got different kinks, you know?
True.
They got different kinks. So if that's what it is, but then at that point, like, compromise. You know, you're doing this for her, which is fine, but then compromise. Compromise, first of all, and give her something that she wants.
First of all, this nigga seems like this is all his idea. You know what I'm saying? This is like, this is completely his thing. Like, hey, and then he was like, they got the ones with the vaginas in the back, so you can get it like it's a sleeve. That's what they were saying in the comments, that they got sleeves and you can put the sleeve on. I'm like, bro, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Maybe I'm a little. Yeah, they got. Well, he's talking about they got the strap on and then they got the sleeve where you just put it on and it's like an extender, like give you like 3 more, like a like it
makes it bigger.
Basically, but you can't feel nothing. I mean, you can't. They coat the inside to make like a vagina, and so he feels like he's in a vagina from that, but she gets the extra length. But of course, it's not the exact same thing. So they do. He was talking because I read in the comments they was talking about it. So they got sleeves, and I guess that was what he was talking about as well. I mean, I guess if that's your thing, have at it. I mean, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying I would prefer for us to like have sex with each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. And listen, I'm not saying toys are bad. I'm all for the toys. Bring them in. Do that shit. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying this is a little extra, fam. And then the enthusiasm. There was a lot of enthusiasm in that post that threw me off. Maybe that's what really got me was the enthusiasm and detail. Because he damn sure was proud of this. But anyway, I don't know.
Yeah.
I got nothing else for this. And you got anything?
More power to the people that, want to do that exploration. All I say is just be safe because you never know.
Okay, exactly.
Which is women, so.
Okay, I get facts. I got something. Okay, let me see. Where is it? Okay, here we go. All right, so check this out, Sans, and you gonna feel it. I know you're gonna feel this one. All right, so this is well, I don't know, maybe you won't. Shit, I need to stop saying that. Maybe the fuck you won't. All right, so I just had the worst sex of my life, and he blamed it on me. I'm a 22-year-old female, and he's a 20-year-old male. We're both in college. We've been talking to each other for a while, and within the last month or two, our texting has gone pretty sexual. We exchange nudes and sex all the time, and my self-confidence has never been higher. I've been sexually active since I was 15, but only ever had sex with two long-term 2+ year partners, but have fooled around plenty. He's a stereotypical frat boy and considers himself a self-proclaimed sex god. Okay, he's cocky. Maybe there's some truth to it, I thought. We agreed to start a friends with benefit thing, and I drove 2 hours to go see him last night. I arrived at his building, and he took me into his room, and I was really nervous, so he just kissed me, which was nice. But he was probably one of the worst kissers I've ever experienced. Tongue immediately down my throat, little lip movement, blah, 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 blah. Within a few seconds of us making out, he starts rubbing my cooch like it's sandpaper, and he has a wood shop project due tomorrow. Shout out to the jokes. Okay, whatever. Not many guys are good at fingering. Fair enough. He takes off my pants. This is less than 5 minutes in, so I'm still trying to get turned on. He immediately dive bombs 2 fingers into my vagina and starts jackhammering away and playing with my clit like it's a turntable. I wish I had a turntable sign. I don't. I tell him in the nicest, sexiest way possible, hey there, easy. Do it like this. And I show him how I like it, but he doesn't really give a fuck and just continues playing DJ on my clit and jackhammering away at my vagina. Bonus, his nails aren't even clips and I can feel them. I decided to go down on him since it's something we've talked about. Now, folks, one thing I will brag about is that my blowjob game is good. I made a boy post orgasm, weep tears of joy when he raved about it to our friends for some reason. I know I'm good. It's my specialty. But one thing nor 99% of women don't like is having our head violently pushed down without warning as soon as you start. It's been a while for me, and there's a learning curve, pun intended. That's mine. Pun intended, with every new penis you encounter. Correct. I was still trying to get the hang of the vibe, but he immediately crushes my score down the entire length of his average dick. Then goes, can you use less teeth? Motherfucker, fine. I don't use my mouth and just lick it and use hands instead like he instructed. Okay, fine. We're both naked. He's giving me a hickey, which is pretty juvenile, but at this point, I don't care. Let's just fuck on this twin XL dorm bed. So he puts a condom on, which I had to supply, and shoves it. She is really pissed about this. Everything is terrible. Which I had to supply and shoves it in. No easing, no teasing. Ouch. Okay, main event. Let's go. He just looks down the entire time at his dick in my vagina and slowly, very shallowly thrusts. Not much stimulation, and I'm trying my best to move my hips around and grab his ass to go in more. But he's not having it. I asked him to use his hands too, but he thinks that means grab my boobs. Maybe he's trying to not blow his load immediately. That's probably what he's trying to do. I suggest we change it up and go from behind. He's an ass man after all. I turn around and back my ass up onto his dick. He puts it in, and before I can shake my ass twice, he comes. He apologizes. Cute, flattering. Okay, my turn to get off now. Nope. He gets off the bed, throws the used condom on the desk because he doesn't own a trash bin for some reason, and keeps jerking off. What? This is weird, he said. Oh, in a bad way, I asked? No, I don't think so. Just weird. Okay, well, that's weird. How about the asshole being angry about this horrible sex experience? Wait. I'm sorry. There's more. I turn around. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay, so my turn to get off now. No, he gets off the bed, throws a used condom on the desk because he doesn't own a trash can bin for some reason and keeps jerking off. This is weird, he said. Oh, in a bad way, I asked. No, I don't think so. Just weird. Okay, well, that's weird. He gets back on the very small bed and we start making out again because he thinks he can go for round 2. He stops kissing me and says, yeah, this never happens. I can't get hard again. I say, that's normal. You literally came 3 minutes ago. He insists it's unusual. Sure, I play around with his dick, get on top of him, grind on him, nothing. I was half jokingly said, hi, is it me? He says, it might be. Well, I'm gonna be honest. You did that one to yourself because if you give me a way out, I'm gonna take it. He says it might be. I don't know how it could be. I don't know. It might be. I don't know. It could be a lot. Well, thanks. He asks if I came. I say no, but don't feel bad because my bottom half still works so we can keep going. I asked him to eat me out and he does. And it actually was pretty good, like the best oral I've experienced. Still don't come but close. He seems to think I did so. He stops and we get dressed. He brags about how his head game is pretty fucking great. Then he says to Zinger, I don't know, like have you done this before? Like had sex with many people? It doesn't seem like you know what you're doing. He said that to you? Excuse me? I'm offended and hurt. You came within 5 seconds of being in me and I'm bad at sex. You jackhammered my pussy and sandpaper rubbed my clit with unclipped nails. Am I bad? You didn't even thrust when we started penis and vagina and I'm bad? Y'all hear me out. I guess some people aren't sexually compatible. It happens. You can always tell me if you're not enjoying yourself or want to stop. But under no circumstances is it okay to fucking insult me when you won't tell me what you like. I asked him multiple times, what do you like? What do you want? What do you want me to do to you? Only to get, I don't know anything. So I did what I could do. He walks me back to my car at 1 a.m., gives me a half-ass hug and says goodbye. No text me that you get back home safely or be careful. Considering I'm 2 hours away, just nothing. I just needed to vent. Friends, any words of encouragement or advice is welcome. Am I the asshole for going off for him at the end? I don't know. This was a horrible experience. Sans, I don't even want to talk about this one. I'm just going to go straight. We can go back and forth. You tell me what you think. It just seemed like a really bad sexual experience. And I don't think you're the asshole because he did kind of play you. He tried to play you and put it all on you. But I don't know, Sans. You tell me what you think. That shit was long as hell.
He's selfish. He's selfish as fuck.
And probably don't know
I feel like
better.
she's not the asshole at all. Right. And, you know, everybody's different. People like things, and that's fine. But he clearly had it in his mind that he was going to get his the way he wanted it. Didn't even pay attention to her. Didn't care about her. Anything that she wanted, it was all about him. He's selfish as fuck.
Yeah. It seems like he didn't know what he was doing, and he had a lot of his confidence wrapped up in his penis and didn't really have the dick to back it up. Yeah. Seems like that's usually what happens when you play yourself. He was kind of a hoe, but trying to put it on her. I think that's all he did. Like he knew he was embarrassed because he couldn't get it back up, and he came so fast. And when he asked her if she'd ever had sex before, I think that he was trying to find a way to not be the person that fucked up in the situation. He was trying to put it on her.
He wasn't embarrassed. He knew what
he's embarrassed.
He knew what he wanted, and he got exactly that.
Even if a guy gets what he wants, he's still embarrassed because you know if you gave her 3 seconds of pipe, fam, you ain't do nothing. You know that that's not a thing that can happen. You didn't lay it down.
I don't know. I would have left. First off, I would have left. The tongue was down the throat. I would have left.
Facts.
That's the end of it. That's
wait. You gonna leave in the middle of kissing?
I did that with somebody.
In the middle of kissing?
I sure the fuck will. And
wait.
What
happened? You
and
didn't try to correct
talk
it
to that person again.
You ain't try to correct it first?
Nope.
Like maybe give it. Why?
Nope.
But why?
I just don't like it, you know. And some people like it. That's probably what she like.
But what I'm saying,
I don't want to change anybody.
But what I'm saying is, so you telling me? Wait. We gotta talk about this. So you telling me?
I left. We ain't talking no more.
But why? But my whole thing is like, okay,
don't stick your tongue down my throat.
But my whole thing is, if I don't know that's an issue, you can't, like, you supposed to just, why didn't you feel like it was worth just telling that person?
You're right.
Hey, you just like,
you know what? Now I'm thinking about it, it probably was childish as fuck of me. But in the game,
how old were you?
Changing people.
Were you young at that time? Younger?
No, I want to say it was probably like, I was younger, but like, I was in my 20s.
Like
I was in my 20s. I want to
So
say
wait.
I was 26.
Oh, come on. And you miss woke. So how you not going to communicate and tell him or
You know
her?
how old we are? You right.
That's what I'm
You
saying. You the
right.
miss woke. How you
I'm
going?
so big on communication.
So why
I'm
would you just
so
communicate
big on
it?
communication. You are so right. Because
Okay.
I also don't want to change nobody.
But
I
it's
don't
not
want to
about
change
change.
nobody. If that's
So wait.
that you like.
But with sex, but okay, so you already admitted that you probably could handle that better. So fair enough.
We didn't even
But
get there.
no, I know, but I'm just saying, like, in general, in any situation, I mean, it's still, okay, it's sexual contact, I guess we could call it that. But anyway, in any situation, you don't think that you owe it to the other person to communicate what you like and don't like, and before you start crossing them off the list? To give them, I mean, because that's not
Normally,
changing a
yes,
person.
and that would have been nice. You're right. You're right. Normally, yes, I
You
would
didn't
have
like
been
that person
okay
like
with,
that.
doing that. And she did come out, but we didn't even have the chance to even talk about it. Immediately, tongue and throat. Just whoa. Oh my gosh, I'm gagging. And it wasn't even a good one. It was just disgusting. I was just
But
like, ew.
did you like her? You must
Done.
not have liked her that
Done.
much. That's really what it was.
I ain't even get to know her like that. I didn't want to know nothing after that.
Yeah, that was, I don't
Nothing.
know.
I was done. Baby girl, why?
You know what?
And
I
it's
don't
so
know
crazy
what.
because she ended up hitting me up.
Okay, what happened? No, go ahead.
She ended up hitting me up like months later, and she asked me too. She was like, I thought we had hit it off. What happened? And I mean, I'm blunt, so I definitely went ahead and told her like that's what it was. And she was like, "Damn, like you didn't want to say nothing, girl, no," because I was already turned off.
That's what I'm saying.
I
So
was
she had
turned
to do
off.
something.
Bye.
That's some cold shit, man. You gotta at least give a nigga a chance to fix it. Let me rearrange it, man. That's cold. Okay, so you know what?
Yeah.
One thing I've always wondered, what makes a I don't know if this is even a question anybody can answer, but like I feel like people have an idea of like what a good sex is, but like what is good kissing? Because I've never really experienced like a
It's
bad
different.
kisser. You know what I'm saying? Like I've heard the term.
It's different for everybody.
That's a good point. That's a good point too, because different people like to be kissed different ways. It's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, but I've heard.
When they like, oh yeah, I want all that tongue. Give it to me. Yes. Stick it down my throat. Yes. I'll be like, ew, gag, yuck. Please don't.
Am I the only one that feels like as you get older, you want to kiss less and less? Or is that not a thing?
I don't know. Cause I feel like we close in age. So I feel like
Okay, have you
it
experienced that?
really just depends.
Mm-hmm.
I love affection. I love affection. I also like my space. So it really just depends. It really depends.
Gotcha.
Because like if we laid up all day, every day, it's like, damn, like that's stuff to do. Damn. But like I love kisses, I love hugs, like little stuff. Like give me a peck or something. Just don't put your tongue down my throat. Or else
So
I'm
nobody
over it.
put your tongue
over
down
it.
Sam's throat. She's not into that.
Don't.
Public service announcement for
Yeah.
anybody in the future.
And you
that may
shouldn't
be
do
trying
that to anybody.
Well, I don't actually mind it. I don't mind it like a lot of times. Like go crazy.
It's like you shouldn't do that to anybody. I think that you should start out slow. It's like, like when it comes to all that, first, second, third base type
Fuck
shit.
all that shit. Go in. Let
Like
me know
give me
how
a little
much you want
peck
it.
first. Let's see what it's like. Like, let's see what it's like. Let's see
I
what
don't
it's
know,
like.
man.
Like,
I wish there were
like,
better.
You can't do that. Like,
I wish there was better rules for kissing. Like I feel like we have better rules. Not even rules, but like better like general guidelines. Like if you're a well-versed man in sex, like you can package that information and pass it on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's like certain things, and even if you're not, and I'll say maybe you're good, but at least you're good at communicating so you can find out what the other person wants. But I think kissing is something that's like more abstract. Maybe I'm thinking too hard about it, but I feel like it's more abstract because I've heard women talk about bad guy kissers, but as a guy, I've never really experienced like a bad woman kisser. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what that is. Like, what is your rating system? How do you go about rating it? Like, I don't fucking know.
And then it's weird. It's weird if you talk about it first too. Like, so then it's like it's a catch.
Oh,
22.
you can't talk. You can talk about sex first. You can't talk about a kiss first. That's weird. That's weird. Like, this is how I like to be kissed. That's kind of weird. That is weird. You know what I'm saying?
And even if you do say that, like people, if they not on the same page, they might be like, like, okay, I'll start out this way, but then they still revert back into their thing. Like old dude just then, like she was like, go slow, dude, don't, like Meg said, don't fuck me like that, fuck like this, like.
But that's a thing that dudes do, and I'm so guilty of it. And it's a thing that dudes do because it's hard to like separate what has worked for you in the past from what's supposed to work for you now. So like you be like, in the back of a dude's mind, he still thinks that he has the right answer. So like, I'm gonna give you what you want, but as soon as it's working, now it's time for what I want, because you think you know what you want, but I really got what you want. And I had to learn that it's not true. You know what I'm saying? But men in our men minds, sometimes we'll process that shit halfway and be like, okay, now she's ready for the shit I want to give her. You know what I'm saying? Which guys, don't do that shit. If she tells you she likes A, B, and C, stick to the goddamn blueprint, my nigga. That's all you gotta do. Stick to the blueprint. She told you what she wants.
Please.
You don't want to have the battle. Don't be trying to improvise and take it to the next level. You probably just gonna piss her off. You know what I'm saying? That's some young nigga shit. That's all. I'm hitting all the wrong buttons. That's some young nigga shit. But I don't know. We'll do one more before we get out of here. You got anything else to add to that? Well, I don't even know the fuck we was talking about no more. We got so far off subject. I forgot how we even got
compromise. They gotta compromise. People are selfish. That's what it was. Dude was selfish.
I honestly feel like, I think from being a man and meeting those type of dudes, I think that he probably more likely didn't. There's also a lot of guys with a false sense of security because a woman never told them that they sucked in bed. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like this guy probably, she described him as like the jock guy who considers himself a sex god. A lot of times when I talk to women, because I ain't gonna lie, I talk to women more than I talk to men. I fuck with women. I don't know what to say. I'm more comfortable around women. So whenever I talk to women about certain conversation, or whenever I've heard women bring this up, they usually say, hey, the guy that brags about his dick is usually what? The guy that can't fuck. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like this is one of those situations, and he thought he had a certain image of himself, and he probably just never had a woman tell him, hey, man, you kind of suck. You probably had bitches faking orgasms and letting them make it, and, you know what I'm saying, dealing with him giving them two strokes and walking out of there. Sometimes it happens. There are guys that get away with it because maybe he a football player and the bitch is just happy to be there. You know what I'm saying? It happens a lot. That's the reason why you got men who be in their 30s or late 20s and don't really know how to have sex because nobody told them that they was bad at it. They just think they're supposed to put it in the hole a bunch of times.
That really sucks though, because that really sucks for me, because it's like, thinking about it, it's like, damn, like you probably was that dude for the girl that you was fucking with before. You probably was that dude. But everybody's different, so you gotta learn somebody again.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. It's not, and this, okay, so look, so fuck that story. You're bringing up a topic that I like to talk about a lot because nobody has ever talked about it besides me. I've never heard anybody bring this up, but it's the sexual, how do I put this? It is not fair that the responsibility of sex being good or bad is solely based on the man's performance. It is fucking not fair at all. And that is a big problem because, as you can see, good sex or bad sex in general is, and I'm talking about how society views it. I'm talking about women in general view it as, if our sex wasn't good, then it was your fault. And not only will the woman feel like that, but the man will feel like that, even though there's two people in the bedroom. And I've met a lot of women, and the crazier part is, there's so many things I want to say about this. So the first thing is, we send young people out here without any information when it comes to sex, right? So and this is one thing that I have been contemplating because I have a son and I don't know what to do, right? So the point of being a father is to give my son the benefit of all my experience. One of the hardest and most confusing parts of becoming a man and being a young black male, especially a hypersexualized young black male, is dealing with pleasing women, right? Because that is tied into our identity as men. It probably shouldn't be, but it is tied into it. So Do I send my son out into the world to do what I did and simply figure it out? You know what I'm saying? Knowing that it's only by the grace of God and luck that I turned out. Like, it's only by the grace of God and luck that I learned the things that I learned and picked up the things that I picked up along the way, because there is no one to show me. And the only input that young men and even young women usually get when they are teenagers, when it comes to actual sexual performance, comes from pornos, which we both know does not resemble real sex. And if you try that shit with a real woman, it's probably not going to work. So what do I do as a father? Do I sit my son down and I explain to him what a clitoris is, and I tell him, like, you know, you don't fucking bite the shit, you don't flick it, you do the shit with your finger? You know what I'm saying? Do I break that down? Because I don't want my son to go out here and have to just ask his friends who don't know shit either. You know what I'm saying? That's what he's going to do. Ask fucking porno and they're going to be lying to him, or go out here and deal with women and just pray that he doesn't have his confidence broken along the way while he's trying to figure out how to please a woman, not knowing that every woman is completely different. So, you know, I feel like I would say it's discouraged, but it is not practiced commonly for people to sit down and teach their kids how to have sex. We teach them about STDs. We teach them about what to not do. We teach them about abstinence. We teach them about safe sex. We teach them about all that shit, but we don't actually teach them how to have sex. And I feel like that's a detriment to not only the men in our society, but the women in our society who have to go through and deal with these young men who daddies ain't teaching them how to fucking play with a pussy right. You know what I'm saying? And who else responsibility would that be other than his fathers? You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, I know it sounds fucking weird, but when we do the math and we talk about this from a real objective perspective, there is an issue there and a gap of information and knowledge that we just expect our children to just fucking figure out. And sex is a lot in the human body, and sex is a lot more complicated than just fucking figuring it out. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I know that was a spiel, but what do you think of that? Does that go somewhere? Does that make sense? How do you feel about that?
It makes sense, but then the other part to it is, like I was saying earlier, like, yeah, you could teach him, you know, what has worked for you, you know, maybe like a safe zone and all that. But every woman is different. So if you tell him not to do this, you know, and then the girl say do this, he might think, well, that's not how I was taught to do it.
Well, I
Instead
think
of,
it's contextual.
okay, let me listen to you. That all that, like, everybody, humans are so complex.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
They're so complex. You never know. You
My
literally
daddy told me you
never
pussy
know.
like this.
Right. And then that leads to more questions. Like, how did your dad teach you? Did you watch him?
Yeah, facts. Then this shit gets
How did that
crazy.
work out?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do, because, like, as a father, my job is to give my son the best. Like, my whole thing is like, okay, so, like, and I feel like as a parent, right, part of what our job is to take our experiences and boil them down so that our kids don't have to repeat our mistakes, right? So, like, that is the best thing that you can do for your child and I feel like that's real parenting, is sitting down and being like, look, this is where I went wrong, and I have made these mistakes, so you never have to. And I just feel like with something so big, right? So fucking important, because we can play games, but sex is a huge part of the human experience, and it plays into your self-esteem. It plays into your mental health and your psychological health and your emotional health and your spiritual health. It'll fuck up all kind of shit if your relationship with sex is fucked up. It might fucking fuck up your whole life. You know what I'm saying? So with this being so goddamn important, why in the hell is there such a big gap in us translating this information to our kids when we know for a fact? Listen to the thing. I have done a lot of things in the broadcast, like fucking social media world. All this experience I have, my son may never fucking need. You know what I'm saying? He may never come to me and ask me how to go viral, right? But what he will have to fucking do at some point is stick his dick in somebody. And you know what I'm saying? So I know this is coming. This is a big gap when it comes to information. It's just silly that we don't have these conversations or find a way to have these conversations. And I damn sure don't think it should be left to any type of school system. But I think it's just silly that this is something that we don't discuss, and that we just leave this big ass blank spot and expect kids to figure it out when it's difficult, man. And And in hell, shit, don't. Yeah, I don't know. That's all I got. That's the end of my spiel. But I just feel like
Don't
that's
bite
crazy.
it.
You said what? You said don't bite it.
Don't bite it. Don't bite it. Don't nibble.
That's all she got.
Don't do any of that. Ew. Ah.
Oh God. Okay. Facts. All right. So look. But now, yeah. So I mean, I guess, man. I don't know. I think that I'm just gonna give like the streets a bunch of information in general, and then when my son turns 18, I'm just gonna like send him my YouTube channel playlist and be like, look, fam, I covered all this shit like 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? We ain't even gotta talk about this shit face to face. You can just go do daddy playlist and figure that shit out, fam. Like, we ain't even got to do this shit. All right, so look, what time is it, man? It's 1:30. All right, 1:15. I think we really could leave. Do you want to do another one? Are you cool? I think we kind of cool. I don't know. I really don't have a preference.
I feel like we did a lot already.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, we got y'all a lot of fucking conversations tonight. We got real podcasts.
People got the info.
Yeah. We got real podcasting tonight, real tangenty. And I like getting tangenty. You know what I'm saying? I like fucking doing that shit. So it's cool. All right, so you want to shout yourself out before we get out of here?
Yes, you can follow me on IG, Sands with the Locks. SANDZWITTHE Locks LOCS. It's a lot.
A lot for sure.
It's a lot.
All right, so again, I want to thank our sponsor, Oil Well CBD. At Oil Well CBD, we are doing a $300 giveaway that you can still enter now. Go to my page, you can enter. The details are there. We are picking 3 people Saturday to give $100 to each, and I probably will be extending this giveaway to probably give another person $100, making it $400. So Oil Well CBD, they are responsible for the show. There are 3 locations in Houston. They ship worldwide. They're one of the premier locations for CBD products in Houston and in the United States. I suggest you go check them out if you like CBD-infused products. And they also have like vegan/CBD stuff, all kinds of cool products. So definitely go check them out. And we may be having a Joe Stone product come out very soon. So definitely fucking go follow them and check that out. And go to my page at I Am Joe Stone. Links in the bio. Or links probably somewhere around here. You know who fuck I am. Google I Am Joe Stone, nigga. But yeah, so also we did our sponsor thing. If you watch the show, you listen to the show, you like the show, please leave a review on Spotify, Apple, wherever podcast app you listen to. Give us 5 stars, write a cool review. It really helps with the rankings, and we're trying to blow this show up as quick as possible, and we're doing great. It's one of the fastest growing shows, podcasts on the fucking internet. We're probably in the top 25% right now. We'll be in the top 20% by next week if TikTok stop fucking with me. And yeah, so thank you for that. We appreciate you. I am Joe Stone. This is the Church of Joe Stone podcast. Thank you for coming tonight, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.